that hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. Not to mention what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side. And then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern with them.
I think the problem with that show is that show has this very specific ideological bubble in which they operate in, you know, and they always bring on a token conservative woman and they yell over her and silence her. And, you know, they did that with Megyn McCain.
You might expect The View to own the daytime drama lane, but this time the focus shifted outside the studio. Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly reacted to the show in a way that surprised a lot of viewers. Their breakdown spread fast online, and it clearly caught the attention of people watching the hosts' reactions. If anyone thought The View was untouchable, this moment suggested otherwise. Here's how it unfolded.
Just go for it. Yeah,
there's nothing there. Sometimes comics do that.
Yeah, and the other question is then, is that representative of a big constituency? I think probably yes.
Well, a lot of
MSNBC viewers are probably also thinking,
I don't even think the MSNBC viewers, I think they're a little bit more sophisticated than that.
Yeah.
This is like low information, blue no matter who, like older housewives who are mad at the world. That's the appeal that Whoopi Goldberg.
The episode began with the usual high-energy chaos. Joy Behar jumped into another intense exchange. Whoopi Goldberg tried to keep the conversation moving while juggling a dozen reactions. Sunny Hostin pushed her points with confidence, and the audience clapped anytime words like democracy or empowerment popped up. The panel spoke over each other, and the entire segment felt like a fast-moving argument rather than a steady discussion.
Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 47th president of the United States, yay, on January 20th. Of this month. Not everyone's happy about it, and many people would like us to be more focused on the insurrection that he personally unleashed. If you ask them, as we discussed earlier, they think it's as bad as like the Holocaust, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here is Sunny Hostin of The View.
January 6th was an atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, you know, like World War II, things that happened, you know, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery.
Yeah, the January 6th is right up there next to the Holocaust.
Some hosts tried to make clear points, but everything got lost in crosstalk. Ana Navarro's expressions added even more noise to the moment. The segment looked polished but left very little room for thoughtful debate. Instead of a conversation, it became a rapid-fire exchange where reactions mattered more than clarity.
In fairness, though, I mean, The View has to be, you know, if you average out The View hosts, among the dumbest people on television. And so it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth. But
I don't think some of them are dumb.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think Sunny Hostin's
You think it's deliberate?
dumb. I think she's ideologically driven, and they have blinders on, for sure. I don't think Sunny's dumb, but Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and you like it was totally baked and half baked, and you went on stage with it and just it's not.
Joe Rogan stepped in with his take. Known for long-form, detailed conversations on the Joe Rogan Experience, he questioned the way discussions unfold on The View. Instead of raising his voice, he kept it calm and steady, pointing out how difficult it is to reach depth when everyone talks at once.
They're disgusting. She's Ana Navarro, in your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate in whatever space he goes.
Megyn Kelly followed with her analysis. With experience at Fox News and NBC, she's known for direct questioning and detailed breakdowns. She highlighted moments where the segment moved too quickly or glossed over key details. Together, Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly created a combined critique, Rogan focusing on the bigger picture, Kelly focusing on specifics.
That hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this.
I have another legal note. Both Trump and Pam Bondi have denied allegations of a quid pro quo. I have a legal note.
You want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Matt
good?
Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
That's true.
Also, another legal note. Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Not to mention what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side. And then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern.
The View has been a dominant platform for years, but Rogan and Kelly came from outside the traditional TV structure, giving them more freedom to comment. The moment that drew the biggest reaction was the segment about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The host dismissed some of his ideas quickly. Rogan and Kelly pointed out how fast the panel moved past substance, sparking debate online about fairness and accuracy.
Because I think Sunny is very intelligent, but she's ideologically captured.
Right.
You know, that's sort of, I think the other ones, there's a couple of the other ones, don't have to name any names, are just very dull-minded. But I think Sunny's not one of them. I think she's smart, but captured.
Sure, I think she came into it with an agenda.
Of course.
You know,
they do everything with an agenda.
The panel also pushed back on controversial opinions shared online. Rogan responded by calmly pointing out that some critiques didn't line up with the actual content. He compared it to reviewing something without watching it. His focus wasn't on attacking the hosts personally, it was on whether the criticism was informed.
Melania Trump came out and said she's about as pro-choice as they come. And here was the reaction on The View.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Would you look? This is a network that still runs out fact checks to these women, like it's concerned about them staying factual. She hates Trump. She doesn't want to be near him. She doesn't want to be president again. She destroyed the Rose Garden, and she hates Christmas. That is what passes for news on a network. They did a presidential.
Rogan then brought in specific quotes and timestamps from the show. He compared their statements to the full context, presenting it like evidence. Megyn Kelly added her detailed breakdown, showing where she believed arguments were oversimplified or misinterpreted. Their combined commentary highlighted how differently long-form interviews function compared to fast-paced studio segments.
I have no hate for Joy Behar. If I saw her, I'd give her a hug. I'd probably say the same thing about me if I was her. You're worried about losing your job, and you're worried about podcasts taking over, and who's the source of news, and we said Donald Trump was Hitler, but half the country disagreed with us, and he won, and this is fucking great, and Joe Rogan believes in dragons.
Megyn Kelly expanded her critique by looking at Joy Behar's and Sunny Hostin's debate styles. She suggested the show sometimes treats disagreement as hostility and certain viewpoints as off-limits. Her focus was on how emotional reactions sometimes overshadow facts. She pointed out moments where the panel framed opposing opinions as somehow disloyal or extreme.
Do you see what Whoopi Goldberg said?
What'd she say?
Whoopi Goldberg said that Biden could arrest all the Republicans and put them in jail. You just need to see how unhinged this kind of thinking is. Well, you know what Joe Biden could do? Joe Biden, you have to see it, because it's so
on TV.
crazy.
She said
on television.
You know, just let's look at a scenario where the Supreme Court says, yes, he has all those rights. He is immune from everything. Yeah. You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president? What? Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail.
Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly then went through several claims from the show and compared them to the actual conversations being discussed. In some cases, topics labeled dangerous on The View were simple interviews about health or personal experience. Their comparison highlighted the difference between short TV formats and long podcast conversations.
I don't know these people.
Hey, this is the most important part. This is right after she was saying, we are run by ABC News. You should trust us, not Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. So she by saying we should trust them because they're double checked by ABC News, and then making the stupidest fucking statement. Like you didn't listen to what I said.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to what the wildlife biologist, and that's only a part of what he said.
They also revisited previous moments where The View made strong claims that later shifted as new information came out. Rogan emphasized that he often invites guests he disagrees with. Megyn Kelly highlighted that she reviews full context before forming conclusions. Meanwhile, clips of The View reacting defensively circulated online. In the end, the moment turned into a broader national conversation about research, accuracy, and how media platforms handle disagreements.